Hi. So I have been putting off this video since July of 2018. For two reasons: I didn't want to edit it and I didn't want to seem like I even still care about this man. But I need to make this video for myself. For nearly 6 years, I wasted my time on a man named Greg, better known as Onision. Why did I spend 6 years defending this man? Because I genuinely believed that he saved my life. And that he was a good person. Because he was real and honest. He said what needed to be said. But being his fan was toxic, because I didn't agree with everything he said. I always avoided the videos about God simply because my relationship with God as a Seventh-day Adventist has nothing to do with him, so I'm not going to jeopardize that for some guy on the internet. And even though I felt like he saved my life, he was just making me worse. I was becoming a non-trusting, negative, super problematic person. And the fandom was even worse. You'd think that a fandom is supposed to be like a family, but the second you try to give him constructive criticism, you were attacked by the others. As if his entire channel wasn't built off of freedom of speech and being brutally honest. And the worst part is, I was one of the people that would attack. But with even all the toxicness, I still stayed, because it's hard to stop caring about someone as if they weren't family when you've invested so much of your life into them. But you want to know what got me to leave? Patreon. Of course, I was one of the many that became one of his patrons. One thing I noticed while being a patron was that everyone kissed that man's ass. It seemed like no one would say anything that resembled criticism to him, even if it would help him in the long run. At some point, I accidentally missed a payment because I thought there was more in my account at the time, so I was removed. Eventually, Greg tried to reach out to me to see what happened, but even though I wanted to tell him what happened, I couldn't, because you can't message a creator if you aren't one of their patrons. Later on, I was eventually able to make another account and become his patron again. Every once in a while we'd have conversations about his videos. I even bought something of his from Poshmark. Which is honestly kind of sad, because even though I'm not his fan anymore, I loved that vest and I can't find it anywhere. But anyways, things were actually pretty cool for a while. But then, he made that damn hair video. And you guys, I really tried to help him understand. I was telling him why black people don't wash every day, and I tried telling him that it's okay that he doesn't know what he's talking about because he has no real experience in the matter. I was being so nice. But it seemed like he wasn't even listening to me. Like he wouldn't even consider the fact that he just might be wrong. I can't tell you how many times I daydreamed about gaining superpowers and giving that man 4C black hair for a year. It got to the point where one day, I woke up to an email from Patreon saying that he removed me as a patron. I was pissed. Not because he removed me, but because I didn't see it before. I used to think that that man was capable of change. That he was capable of understanding and admitting when he was wrong. I didn't expect him to agree with me 100%, I just wanted him to say, okay, you're right about that, but what about this? All I wanted was a compromise, and he removed me. He was so set on being right that he stopped me from giving him money, which I was actually going to continue to do because I was an idiot. I know that I was only giving $2 a month, but if money was as big of a deal as he made it seem when he asked his fans to become patrons in the first place, then he really shouldn't be doing that. I'll put up the screenshots and link them in the description later. But even though he pissed me off, I still care about that man, because I can't spend nearly 6 years caring about someone and then just stop, just because they pissed me off. But I can forgive them. I forgive Greg, not just because I'm a Christian, but because staying mad at him is just me feeding into who I was when I was his fan. And I don't want to do that anymore. Now do I regret telling him the things that I told him in order to understand, even though he just used a couple of those things to make him seem like he knew what he was talking about in his videos? Yes I do. and I apologize to anyone that thinks I told him too much. But at the time, I thought he'd understand, and I'm sorry. And Greg, I don't care if you see this, but before I go, I just want to tell you this. There is no way in hell that someone with thick 4C hair is going to be able to wash their entire scalp with a dime-sized amount of shampoo. It's just not possible. Believe me, I tried it and it only got one section clean. And it barely even touched my scalp. But anyways, even though I'm not your fan and I don't really like you, I really do hope that you and your family are okay and healthy, and I hope you all have a wonderful life. This is Mandy, signing off.